Juan Daniel Scheinert from Everything Everywhere All at Once, Best Original Screenplay, 307.
How you guys doing tonight? Is the food good here? You guys have pizza or something? Okay, I'm hungry. I might come after that later. Okay, go ahead. How does this work?
Hi, Daniel. I'm with Central News Agency from Taiwan. And congratulations, 恭喜. And as far as I know, that your mother is from Taiwan. So this is a movie all about the mother. So in this great moment, please tell us what your mother is like and what kind of person he is.
Oh my gosh.
We got to bring her up here.
I know.
She's here tonight.
My mom is somewhere running around celebrating, but my mother is, honestly, the more I grow up, the more I realize she's like me. She is someone who loves to change her passions every couple of years. She's always chasing after new dreams, and she's always doing a really good job of it and then getting bored and moving on to the next thing. She's someone who sacrificed a lot for her kids. I think she never actually really wanted to be a mother, to be honest, and she's told me that before because she's very candid, which is a very Asian thing to do. But I think that actually makes it even more beautiful knowing how much she gave up for me and my siblings and how many years she, like one story that she likes to tell is that when I was really young, she read a story that I wrote. And then the next year, she read my writing and realized my writing had gotten worse. And she panicked, and she said, "Oh no, my storyteller is dying in this school." And so she actually pulled me out and became a homeschool teacher for like 2 or 3 years, just to protect my creativity. And at the time, I didn't know why she did it, but now obviously it paid off. So that's the kind of mother my mom was, and this film is a tribute to that. So, and yeah.
我爸也是台湾人. So my dad is also Taiwanese, and he passed away before he could see this movie, but the movie's dedicated to him. 他的名字是王大章, and the joke about Rakakuni is very much inspired by my dad. He was a movie buff in the most Taiwanese dad way, where he would always get movie titles wrong. So this movie is very much a love song to our Taiwanese parents, but also Southern parents, because there is a universal truth to our parents, and even though it is about an immigrant story, there is something very universal about our parents. Yeah.
Next up, we have a question for the Best Directing category from Film Critique in our virtual press room.
Great. Hi, how are you? This is Nancy Green with Film Critique. And one of the things that I read was that the special effects team kind of learned on the go with doing this movie. So I wanted to know, as you guys were storyboarding and getting everything together, how was it figuring out how you were going to bring everything to the forefront with the special effects team and everything, not knowing if you could do everything that you envisioned?
Yeah, thank you. We came up in music videos and would kind of pitch an idea that we wanted to figure out, and then we would figure it out while we made it. And this movie was the same, literally the same crew that made music videos with us did the visual effects. Zach, Jeff, Ethan, and Ben have all worked on our music videos, and those are the core 4 VFX guys' first names. But yeah, so we don't storyboard very often. We shot list, but like on the day we're figuring it out, and we know what tools we have, and we know what tools we want to learn. And there's something I think so inspiring about making a movie that's going to teach you something along the way. And so Ben Brewer sat and learned Blender, which is a 3D animation software, while we were in the pandemic working on the movie. And he was like, "Guys, look at this bagel I made." And we're like, "I think we're going to do the bagel in Blender." And we all just learned so much.
Originally, we did spray paint a bagel black just to see if we could shoot it that way.
Yeah, we did test shoots with ferrofluid, which is like this weird kind of magnetic metal fluid. And there's something so fun about, writing a script that'll teach you something. Yeah.
Great. And final question for Best Picture, 331, please.
Fun. I'm sorry, everybody else. There's so many of you. Thank you for waiting.
Hi, Mandy with CBS News. You know, when you went up and accepted the awards, there was a common theme of mental health and having dark thoughts, and I think that's common in the movie as well. I'm curious why you chose to tackle such heavy subjects in such a lavishly indulgent way with the bagels and the hot dogs.
I love it.
That's a great question. I mean, I think we're in a mental health crisis right now, especially the younger generation. They don't have much to look forward to, and there's a lot of, you know, when you talk to students these days, there's a bleakness that kind of is all pervasive. And I do think that one of the best superpowers I have is to be able to talk about my experience. I had a very similar experience in high school. I had a lot of dark times, and I think the radical transformative power of joy and absurdity and chasing your bliss is something that I want to bring to the people who were like me when I was that age. And this movie is sort of, it's a shotgun blast of joy and absurdity and creativity. I shouted out my friends from high school. We used to call ourselves the RCCC. Don't tell me what that means because it's a secret. But they were one of the first people that I fell into, a group of people that just every single day we didn't know what we were going to do, but we would discover it through creativity, and we would break a lot of rules, and we were really sweet kids, but we'd get in trouble a lot. And that I remember those moments as a moment of, like, again, it said the power of creativity and the way it can pull us out of these really dark places. And I really hope that the next generation can watch a movie like ours and just be like, oh, there is another way to look at the bleakness and another way to kind of face it head on. That's a great question. Thank you.
There's one thing that I would like to add is just that the movie, the reason why we ended up making it was because we wanted to be able to end up in a warm embrace at the end of it, even though it was all about chaos. And I think that we all in this room, we do a job that drives eyes to a thing, right? We pull people's attention. And sometimes we do it nefariously, and that leads to problems with mental health. And sometimes we do it with beauty. And we want to instill a certain light, and we are drawing people towards a light. And I would encourage us all in this room, we all work in entertainment, we all work in information, that at the end of the road, there's someone who reads that, and there's an implication to their mental health. And so we have committed our lives to make movies that are good, that will ultimately lead to something good, and isn't just something that will lead to attention, that will then lead to some downstream consequences of spiraling. So thank you for what you do, and thank you for your wonderful questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and congratulations.